This is the Kenbar Jeep Go Kart build part 6. So today I had got the rear axle and everything ripped out of the Polaris 400. It is a pain in the ass, especially this big part of this transmission. Come on, focus. Come on, camera. What the hell? But getting off this shaft here, there are no instructions at all inside any of your manuals. Even like forums don't have it, but YouTube does have it, and I should have checked there first. Thanks, Uncle Bill. But basically, you'll spray the shit out of this with a PB blaster, let it soak for a couple minutes, and then it should slide off. This ATV though was taken through so much mud and dirt and just all this grime and shit came out of it, just out of that shaft. But it came off, and I was able to get to that last bolt that had the swing arm on this system. I took the master link apart on the chain, and in order to get the rear axle out, I had to actually lift it up and then hammer the rear swing arm as far as it would down. And then I would lift it up, this tire up, and pulled this tire back, and it slid out like that. But this is where we are. It's very tall. I don't necessarily think it's going to be that tall, mainly because I don't have any kind of bricks or anything to adjust my height. But that is roughly where it might end up, just because that's where the shock actually hits the this back frame here, and the swing arm actually hits the bottom of the frame, precisely where we want it. This area right in here, that's where we're going to be sitting. Our feet's going to be up here with the pedals and all that other stuff. But it's not welded in, it's not even bolted in, it's basically just set up against there. And I have something chocking the tires to get it from preventing it from rolling. Actually, a little piece of metal. But this is pretty much the setup. It's the rear parts. I want to build 2 brackets to go on here, or might build them out, or I might even build brackets facing out a little more, like, you know, a little frame box going around here, so we can actually push this whole assembly out a little more. Although it does line up pretty nice with the fenders of the frame. But even the shock, the spring suspension assembly comes up nicely with this the back bar where our backs are going to be. So I might just build a bracket there, or hanging off this face right here, facing like that, and bolt it to that. And of course I'll reinforce it a little bit, because that's where all the weight's going to be on the suspension. But the next thing we need to worry about is getting a motor. I do want to stay with this motor here. It's a 2-stroke. I don't know how much horsepower, but a 400cc 2-stroke is going to be a lot. If my dad's 80cc Yamaha 2-stroke can get this shifter cart up to 42 miles an hour with me on it, and it's 80 cc's, then that thing being 400 cc's 2-stroke should, I mean, even the speedometer on this thing, stock, goes up to 60. So if we gear it right, maybe we can touch 70, 75, maybe 80. Maybe we'll hit 88 and go back and travel in time and see Doc. Who cares? Who knows? I don't know. It'll be fun. Be kind of shocked that we show up in a 2-stroke Jeep. Anyway, next thing is, after we bolt that and everything, we could use, since it sits so high and how that's all set up, we have a lot of room to put a motor if we used this motor, this little 80cc motor. We have a lot of room. The only problem with using that is my camera going out of focus. Focus. The only problem with using that little motor is the sprockets on this side, the passenger side of the motor, And if we look at this engine, if that was in the go-kart, the sprocket's over here. So how would I fix that? Basically, take this whole thing, flip it, and then we'll take the ball hitch right here and just put it on the bottom. And it'll still work the same. It's my go-kart, I can do what I want. But if we use the 400cc go-kart motor, or the ATV motor, which I still have to get running, by the way, it would be, it's roughly 20 inches long, 16 inches wide. So if we put that in here, that goes from back here and sticks out way, it would stick out way out here. And that would eliminate our ability to have two people riding in this thing, which is a goal of ours. So how would you fix that? Well, that's, if we had the go-kart set up with that motor, just level as it sits in the ATV, that's where it would come, pretty much, roughly. It would come sticking out, and it would be pretty hot right next to your right arm. We'd have to build a guard and everything. But why couldn't we just cant the motor and tilt it up? Well, that would be the problem with, well, the carburetor wouldn't sit level and the fluid would just pour out. Well, we can make a, this is the carburetor, by the way. Right here, this is the carburetor, and this is spark plug. But anyway, we could build like a little pipe, or we could build a tube. I mean, I've got a pipe bender over there, so I can build a little tube or a jet tube or something. I can have it coming this way, or I can have it coming up. I can have it whatever way I want. As long as that carburetor is level and this two-stroke is sucking in air, pretty sure it'll work. That way the chain can still drive this whole system, which I didn't think about. Now if I make that motor stationary, this chain moves, it's gonna snap. That is a conundrum. I did not think about that. Well, I did in one of the original videos, but that was for the 8060. I will have to come back to that. Anyway, that's the progress. I'm pretty happy with it. I still need to build a small windshield because we'll be sitting pretty deep. We're not going to be sitting that high. So a small square windshield. And then I'm going to probably drill out some holes back here and here and build a box, you know. And then we'll cover it with canvas and make it a nice little Jeep. But that's where we are, so stay tuned for the next videos, and hopefully we'll see this thing running pretty soon.